This video is intended to help you understand the end-of-term report for students in Year 7, Year 8 and Year 9. The report is designed to offer a snapshot of student performance by presenting the headline information on a single page in a clear, easy-to-understand format. There are two parts to the report. On the left is the comment made by the teacher on the learning attributes. On the right is the report on academic performance. We'll start by explaining the learning attributes. The learning attributes reflect the individual subject teacher's assessment on the attitude of the student and how they approach their learning. There are three parts to this. These are motivation and engagement. This is a comment on how committed a student is to their learning, their enthusiasm, effort, and the hard work they apply both in class and with home learning. Communication and collaboration is a reflection on how well a student contributes in class. Do they engage with others? Do they contribute to class discussions, regularly ask questions and offer answers? And then there is independent learning. This is a measure of how well a student takes responsibility for their own learning. Do they self-regulate? How well do they prepare and organize their time and resources, both in the classroom and beyond the classroom with home learning? Here is a more detailed list of the characteristics that teachers look for when drawing conclusions about the learner attributes. Pause the video and take a moment to examine the list. Teachers assign a judgment to each of the learner attributes based on one of four indicators. Meeting. We have high expectations of all our students, and therefore the expectation is for students to be meeting these. If your child is meeting expectation, then it is safe to say that the teacher is very happy with the level of engagement shown. Exceeding. Sometimes, a student may show behaviors that are above or beyond what we would expect for their age. In this case they would be gauged to be exceeding. Developing. On occasion a student might be deemed to be developing. This means the student meets expectation in some areas, but needs extra support to ensure they consistently meet all of our high expectations. Not meeting. If there is a pattern of behavior where a student is not meeting expectation, then they will be deemed to be not meeting. In such cases, there will already be additional support and intervention in place. This will be communicated to parents at the earliest opportunity, and before the report is published, so there will be no surprise. In such cases, parents should continue to liaise directly with the subject teacher, tutor, or head of year, to help your child get back on track as soon as possible. Now we will look at academic standards. This is a measure of the academic progress. These columns link to the learning journey in the classroom. We'll start by looking at the column furthest right. This is the individual performance goal, which is where we aim for the student to be at the end of the academic year. The performance goal is graded on a scale of 9 to 1, with 9 being the highest. The number assigned for each subject is determined by the outcome of the mid-YES CEM test that you sat at the start of Year 7. These numbers are ambitious, challenging, but we believe students have the potential to achieve them. The numbers correspond to the scales used for GCSE, and they give a broad indication of how an individual might perform in the future. The most important thing to remember here is that the performance goal is not a prediction of the future, it is just a broad indication, based on the current starting point. There are many things that can happen between now and completing IGCSE exams at the end of Year 11, that can influence future performance. For example, the effort and dedication an individual commits to their learning. The next column we will look at is academic performance. Here we see a comment from each subject teacher's assessment. This is their best judgment on whether individuals are on track to achieve the performance goal by the end of the academic year. There are three indicators that the teacher may use to comment on their learning journey. These columns link to the learning journey in the classroom. These are exceeding, which means there is strong evidence that they are on a path to performing beyond their goal at the end of the year. Meeting. Maintaining this level of performance, in all subjects throughout Key Stage 3, means an individual has shown strong and steady progress, this is a level of performance we expect from students. Developing towards, this means your teacher has identified additional next steps or areas for you to focus on, to make the shift towards meeting expectation. The academic performance indicators are projected assessments. They are based on the teacher's holistic professional judgment on where they believe each student will be at the end of the academic year. Teachers use a progress map to help them with this. The progress map is an in-class assessment tool that describes the learning journey from Year 7 through to Year 9. Each subject has developed their own unique progress map as a step-by-step guide, setting out the standards, or learning descriptors, to help learners understand where they are on the learning journey, and more importantly, help them identify the next step in their learning. During lessons, teachers will begin sharing sections of the progress map with students. This is to help relate portions of the map to specific areas of learning, and gently build familiarity with using them. The progress maps will be used to identify skills that have been mastered, and during feedback, conversations will be centered on identifying the next steps in the learning. As the academic year unfolds and we move through the curriculum, the focus will shift to address all strands of the progress map, and as a pattern begins to emerge, the teacher will let each student know if they are on track to achieve their performance goal. It is normal for the number assigned to the performance goal to stay fixed throughout Key Stage 3. However, this does not mean we expect progress to stop or slow down. Each year the goal will move up one step on the progress map, to bring additional challenge to the learning. So, as we can see from the example here, a step 7 in Year 7 is not the same in Year 8 or in Year 9. The report card is designed so that you can see the key performance indicators at a glance. We complement this with a parent conference evening. Furthermore, all teaching staff are contactable at any time during the academic year, by email, phone call, or you may request an appointment for an in-person meeting. If you have further questions, please speak directly with the subject teacher. They will be happy to help. So, to summarize this video, the teacher makes comments on the learning behaviors, effort, and approach students make toward their learning. This is known as the learning attributes. A performance goal for each subject is assigned, that is ambitious, but achievable. This is personalized to the individual and it is a good indicator of where they need to be at the end of the academic year. Progress maps are used in lessons, especially during assessments, to make it clear where the individual is in the learning journey, and to identify the next steps in the learning. Teachers give feedback to let students know if they are on track to achieving their goal, using these performance indicators. This is the language we will use on the school reports. Although the number might stay the same, performance goals move up a step every year, so that you are continually challenged. If you have further questions, please speak to your child's tutor or teachers. They will be happy to help you.